Okay, welcome to the Planning Committee meeting on this day, 23rd of September. Sorry for the slight delay to the start of this meeting. Okay, let's start with item number 1, which is apologies for absence.
We have apologies from the Mayor Councillor Tom Buckley and Councillor Gavin Jackson.
Thank you. And item number 2, which is declarations of interest. Do we have any? No. Okay, thank you. And item 3, to approve the minutes of the last Planning Committee meeting, which was held on the 9th of September. Councillor Riceman, thank you. I'll second. All those in favour? Thank you, that's carried. And item 4 is public participation, but we can see that there is no one actually in the gallery this evening, so we'll just move on to item 5, which is plans amended. Please turn to page 8. Yeah, would you mind updating us on this one?
Sure. So I had a correspondence with the applicant's agents today on this application. They have asked to come and do a presentation to the committee in October as part of our regular briefing sessions, but they are going to be submitting amended plans to this. I did print off one of the reports to share with you it was a late report onto the website, which was the Heritage Officer's consultation response. But effectively, Chairman, you have a choice. That I have got in writing from the agent to say that they are submitting amended plans. We are, of course, still in time to respond after that date anyway. You have the choice, Chairman, whether you comment on this application now or you leave it until they resubmit the amended plans.
Councillors, what would you like to do? Councillor Eggleton.
I suppose we resubmit it, so we get a full picture of it.
So you're happy to wait? You don't feel the need to actually share anything with them now?
No.
No.
So,
Okay.
I don't know the video. So,
Councillor Riceman, Councillor Payne, what do you agree?
I did look at the report from the officer, and I broadly shared those concerns, and I hope that the amended plans reflect a considered and complete response to them.
Yeah, and from the neighbours as well. I mean, the neighbours are obviously worried as too.
I mean, it's quite a prominent site as you leave Henley, and therefore,
well, it is now.
Well, it's going to become more prominent.
One of them is that
Gibson Down.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the current Jewson site. I'm not sure what's happening with that.
I don't think we know.
I don't think we know what's happening with it. Yeah, we've got lots of rumours, but nothing.
I thought it was one our past legislation of further work was going to be where the other depot was going to move into that one. We developed. That's what we developed. And the other side was the start.
Well, the one that we're concerned with this evening is the one that leads to Perpetual Invesco Park.
Right,
yeah. But like we say, we're going to town. Sounds like we're all in agreement that we're just going to wait for the new plans to come forward. In agreement, yeah. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. Right, let's move on to plans new then, which is item 6 on your agendas. Let's go for the first item, which is P25 S2704. It's a householder application for 22 Marmion Road. Any observations, proposals? Yes, Councillor Osmond.
No objection.
Okay, thank you. I'll second that. Any other observations? Any comments? No? All those in favour of approval?
Thank you.
Thank you, that's carried. And item 2, which is P25 S2764. It's an advertising application for Savills on Bell Street.
That's conservation.
I reviewed the application, Chairman. The screens are on the inside of the building, not the outside of the building. They'll be facing out of the street through the window.
Yeah, it's a conservation area. It's a Grade 2 listed building.
So is it one of those, like a television screen?
Yeah. I'm proposing refusal, just so that we're in keeping with the rest of the town.
I'd second that.
Okay. Would any other councillor like to speak?
Yes, the other estate agents use boards, rotating boards in some cases. It's any reason.
There was a similar proposal for an estate agent on Thameside and we turned that one down.
I mean, I know that the previous application that we also objected to, which was the colouring of the external of the building.
They toned that down in the end, didn't they?
No, I thought they accepted it. Did I get that
No,
wrong?
no, it went through because the conservation officer said you know don't use this colour, and so Savills came back and said we won't use that colour, so it's gone through on that basis.
Oh right, okay. I knew it's sort of gone through. I didn't realise it had been amended since we got to comment on it. Okay, anyway, that's a slight distraction. I'm on balance. I support this. It's not the hugest intrusion into the conservation area, but I think it nonetheless is an intrusion, and therefore we should be consistent.
Okay, so if there are no other observations, all those in favour of refusal? Thank you, that's carried. I'll take the next two together. We're not started finance yet.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
You're welcome.
I'll sit down then.
You're welcome to be a member of the audience.
The next two I'll take together because they're both for 6 Fair Mile. The first is P25 S2633 listed building application and P25 S2632, which is householder. 6 Fair Mile.
They're rather elegant pairs of buildings.
Mm.
One is suddenly going to get quite a substantial lopsided extra piece. To me, it seems ungainly and out of keeping with that out of town.
Unless that was working with English Heritage and who's the other one? If it was in keeping with the construction which is already there.
I think it's veering away from what's there, isn't it?
There's already an extension which isn't very nice, but this I think is I was going to say inelegant and ugly. You use different words, and so I think it's out of keeping with both the site and the area.
Yeah.
It subverts the character of the site,
Yeah.
and therefore I think it should be refused on that
Yeah.
basis. And it is in the conservation area. I mean the internal one changes and so on. I have no objections.
Okay.
So I propose refusal on the grounds that it's out of character.
Yeah, overdeveloped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It would have been good to have seen the heritage officers' comments, but they weren't available at this, for this meeting. Okay. Any other?
Say, put into that if subject to the. You'd be happy.
No, I don't think so. Not for this one.
Conservation officer.
I think it's very unlikely the conservation officer will be positive about it.
Oh,
But, I still wouldn't like it. I would want it refused, whether or not the conservation officer managed to swallow and for some strange reason and agree that it was a suitable
And
application.
the Henley Society have actually mentioned that there were not many neighbours actually consulted on this one, which is unusual for SADC. They're normally pretty good at keeping the surrounding neighbours
Yes,
updated.
there's just the heritage officer who hasn't replied, ourselves, and
I've looked at
and
both
the-
of these, the
the,
building and the householder
yeah,
one.
the archaeology that I can see on the portal. So I would, yeah, certainly I think we should ask the district council to consult with
Widen the
neighbours.
consultation.
It doesn't wide enough to me. I'm surprised they're legally allowed to do that. But I thought consultation of neighbours was.
You're looking at the householder one as well.
I'm just looking at the portal and the comments that are available on it.
Listed building one or the householder one?
Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. Let me look at the other. So the householder one has got very few, and it's the same to both. Just as far as I can see, just the architecture, the heritage officer, and ourselves. So it does seem insufficient. So I think we should comment on that basis as well. So I
Yeah.
think we should
Let's
propose.
add that to the motion as
Yes,
well. Yeah.
Yes, I think we should.
Okay, all those in favour of refusal? Thank you, that's carried. And the next one is P25 S2717 household. Sorry, hello, you here for the planning meeting or the finance meeting? Okay, all right.
You're welcome to stay, but we're in planning at the moment.
P25 S2717, it's a household application for 37 Berkshire Road. Any observations? Yes.
It's not a beautiful design or an end result of the building. I think it ends up being rather ugly, but it's not in the conservation area, and I propose that we propose approval.
Right, yep, that's seconded. Okay, all those in favour? Thank you, that's approved. And the next one is P25 S2806. It's a householder application for 31 Queen Street. This is a conservation area. And it's for a garden building. Yes, Councillor Rice.
I looked at this and saw there was a proposed garden building, and I thought, well, this will be straightforward and it should be okay. But when I looked at the details, I have to say it was. I was staggered at the size, the ugliness, the inelegance, the inappropriate materials, the out of keeping with the conservation area, the horrible use of MTX. And I could find nothing redeeming features at all in the application. So I propose refusal.
Yeah,
Completely inappropriate.
It's also a very short garden, so the overlooking for both the people using the garden building and the people who are in their homes is quite substantial. So yeah, I agree. Would any other council like to speak before we put this to the vote? No, all those in favour of refusal? Thank you, that's carried unanimously.
Was the amenity of the neighbours as well? Did you mention the amenity of the neighbours? Because of the size of mass, yeah.
Yes, if you wouldn't mind, yeah.
Okay.
Is that okay with you, Councillor Wiseman? Yeah. Okay, the next one, oh, is this one over the?
Gravel Hills.
Yeah, so if we could take the one that's the householder and the listed building that's just over the page there. The first one is P25 S2531 and then P25 S2532. It's a 14 Gravel Hill. Again, a conservation area, it's a listed building.
The changes to the main building, I didn't have any concerns about. The long extension that goes halfway down, quite a long garden. It does seem to me to be intrusive onto the neighbours, and it looked a strangely inappropriate form of overdevelopment.
It's a conservation, it's a listed building.
Yeah, and so it didn't seem to be in sympathy with the main listed building itself. Therefore, I propose objection.
For me, there just wasn't enough information as well. It talked about internal alterations, but just didn't give any detail about what the internal alterations were. Given it's a listed building, they do need to have some kind of, full heritage impact assessments.
I was going to say, has English Heritage been notified?
So English Heritage don't really say too much about these sorts of alterations anymore, but our heritage officer certainly does need to be consulted, and they will be consulted because they've got a listed application in. But normally when you've got a listed building application in, you have to supply a really thorough heritage impact statement, and there is none.
Well, there is a heritage statement, but it's really
It's
just,
not.
it's
There's nothing in it.
it's a pro forma which simply has one sentence, and it says it will not harm the importance of the dwelling, and it retains its main significant features.
Yeah.
I think it does harm the importance of the dwelling, and potentially maybe worse given the lack of information on the internal changes that are proposed. So I think even as it stands, I propose objection. But certainly the lack of information on the on
It's concerning.
detail on the plan
So
that
it's
means
heritage and need to be contacted with the lot. Need to feed back into that and have more information to come back to the town.
Yeah, you're seconding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so all those in favour of refusal for the reasons listed, thank you very much. That's carried. And the last one is P25 S2598. It's a householder application, 51 Luca Avenue.
They've all had extensions up there.
Yeah.
Seems to be following.
It's just following a pattern, so I'd be for this.
Okay, you approving?
Yeah.
Okay, is that seconded?
I'm happy to second that. It's a large extension, but the site does seem to be able to accommodate it, and to say it's consistent with what's happened in that area. So I'm happy to second.
Okay. Okay, all those in favour of approval then? Thank you. Lovely, thank you. So let's turn to the next part of the agenda, which is 7. Do we have any suggested call-ins? Did you want to call in the Fairmile one? Or leave that to just go through the system?
I think leaving it to go through the system is okay. I don't feel the need to call it in. Someone, if you feel differently, Chair, then I'd be happy to.
No, I'm happy for it to go through the system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right, so we don't have any call-ins
Don't
this
think so.
evening. Okay. Number 8 is just to note the decision notices that have come from the Planning Authority, page 11 to 12.
Yeah, I noticed that we list those that are approved. It would be interesting to see where the approval was despite our recommendation for objection. If that would be too much trouble
Well,
for
this is the thing.
for the minute.
Whenever we raise this with, because you make a really good point here, whenever we raise this with SODC officers, they always go through a little phase of then telling us, unfortunately, they've gone against us, and these are the reasons why they've gone against us. But then they stop, and then we then remind them that we'd really like to hear why they have ignored us. And then they start informing us again, and then it just goes off, and we don't hear from them. We just get the list. I call it the list.
I take your point that it would be good if they could explain where we had
Absolutely.
made points that they felt were not valid. And I just meant that in here an indication of when it's approved, whether that the town council had objected,
Okay.
not necessarily a list of the
Oh,
objections.
you mean
So-
that the officer could
just for the planning officer, our planning officer, to
Sure.
just add it to the minutes.
Yeah, I can do that. So what I do with amended applications where you previously commented, I put a note of your
You do, and it's really
previous
helpful, yeah.
comments and the date. So I can do that with those on that report. That's really not a problem.
Great,
No, that's
That'd be-
fine.
that would be really helpful. Thank you.
But
I'll do that for future meetings.
the point with SODC is perhaps we should remind them again, because we do spend a lot of our time going through all of the information supplied to us via the planning portal, and we have received lots and lots of planning training, and we have been sitting on these committees sometimes for many years, so we do know planning inside out. We know our town
Exactly.
inside out. So we know what's appropriate. I mean, a lot of what they do is desk-based, so they don't know the surrounding areas, which feeds into a lot of these extensions and such like that we're seeing here.
We're
They don't
essentially
know the
consulting for a
context.
reason, and you've just given the reasons, and they're very valid, particularly the one about knowing our community and being closer to them. And so yes, I think they should bear in mind, and it will be helpful if where they thought we had made an advised objection or an unsupportable objection, an indication why would be very helpful to help us improve our scrutiny of the applications. But I guess we can ask, but
I do
they
know
may or
that-
may not.
I
give
do
up
know
on
that there are 2 withdrawn applications on there that we did not approve. You see below 198 Grays Road and 17 Grays Road. Both of those were refused by Henley Town Council. Anyway,
So from next meeting, I'll add those town council comments on those
Thanks, that'd be really helpful.
reports. Cool. Okay.
if you've got time, we realise we haven't got a planning officer at the moment.
We
Yeah.
don't.
When
Well, we
planning
do
officer
have a
is
planning
here.
officer,
Yeah.
but she's happily on maternity leave.
Okay, thank you. So item 9 is progress report for applications called in, page 13. Any updates? So we've got 32 Hart Street.
So I checked all the applications, Chairman, as I do every application, and none of them have got scheduled committee dates yet. There was one for Anderson House, which we've been tracking, which is not on this because we know the decision has been made, but I haven't received the formal notification yet. But so I do track them right up to the day that I issue the agenda.
Thank you.
But if it's helpful, I'll drop the head of planning a note and ask for an update on target dates, just so that they're aware that we're tracking them. I'll do that.
Yeah, 'cause some of them date back to early this year.
They do indeed, yes. Which means they, of course, reaching the point in the planning process where they'll get determined by default anyway.
Yeah.
So
Can it happen?
that can happen if they're outside of the planning. There are rules around it, but in some applications, for lack of a determination, they get approved. In some cases, not all cases. I should clarify for the public viewing this.
Well, it'd be useful for us to know when that date was going to be hit, so we could direct perhaps the district council's thoughts towards that. So that
They do have determination dates on the applications. So what I could do is add an extra column in there with the original determination date, and by default, then we're tracking how long it takes from the determination, assumed determination dates when they do actually determine. So I can do that.
Useful, not hugely so, but
No, I appreciate
not
that.
to create work for officers unnecessarily.
No, I like the thought of process of that. Thank you, Councillor Riceman. So to overwork, don't want to overwork the officers now, do we really?
Okay, that's all done. Thank you so much for your contributions.
Excellent.
Thank you. That's it. That's the end of the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you.